Alrighty, so I've had a few requests for more about the house that I bought to sell eBay out of. This is the house that I've had for about almost 4 years now. I bought it in July of 2015. Somebody do the math, that's 4 years. And this little house was number 80 that I looked at. Yep, I looked at 80 houses. How crazy is that? Guess I'm a little obsessive sometimes. But fell in love with this house and thought it had great potential for selling on eBay. It has a 1,400 square foot basement. I can just pile my stuff in there, bring everything home, and run the business out of this house. So it's just in a quiet suburban neighborhood. I'm in Pennsylvania, and it's worked out great. I will take you along and let you see what goes on here. So the first thing I'll show you is this new garden bed. There used to be an old cherry tree here. It was massive, guys, and every year the tree would give off its leaves and its flowers, and I would have to use snow shovels and blowers to get rid of the flowers. It was crazy. I guess it was May, the tree would drop its flowers and this whole area would be covered in pink flowers. I'll try to insert a photo. Which sounds beautiful, but when you have to snow shovel flowers 3 times a day, it's crazy. I had the tree looked at, and it was deemed that it did have disease. It was a super old tree, so it was time for the tree to come down. So last fall, I had the tree removed, and this is where we're at so far. We're at, meaning me. It's all me. But yeah, so I'm just putting in a garden here. And the middle tree is only about 4 feet tall. That is a Hinoki cypress, and that'll grow probably 10 or 15 feet. So this is my front yard. It's just enough to take care of. I think it's about 1/3 of an acre. So yeah, this is the driveway leading up to the house, and I just picked up shelving from OfferUp. More shelves for more inventory. So, and I even bought his hammer. I said, how much you want for that mallet? And he said $1, and I said sold. Keep going. So the house is a great little house. It just needed a lot of work, which didn't scare me. Don't mind the towel hanging over the mailbox. That's to cover my number. And it's been a work in progress, which I like a good project. Being as busy as I am selling on eBay, the house projects are taking a little bit longer, but I am making great progress. So I have put a new roof on the house. I have changed the front storm door. I removed the tree. I think that's about it for out here. So let's go on inside and you can see the house that sells eBay. So I use this little patio just to put all of my packages. My mail carrier just picked up, so I have one of my IKEA bags left out here. They're great. They pick up my packages right from the door, and I don't have to go to the post office, which is super convenient. So come on inside. I didn't clean or straighten. I'm just showing you guys how I really live and what really goes on here. So I've painted my front door, a nod to my daughter, Melissa, Fresh Bloom in Clothing. We both love this color. It's like a true aqua color. The wreath, I just grabbed some hydrangea from, I think it was Michael's, and just turned it into a circle, and that was my wreath. So immediately when you come in this front door, there is a closet, and to the left is my living room, which I try to keep fairly clear. Today I actually have my steamer, and I'm changing out drapes. I'm just up to that part. All of the rooms have been painted and wallpaper taken down. The prior owner, Thelma, loved her wallpaper, and she had wallpapered every room, so every room had paper to come down, and every room had to be painted. Right now, ceilings are starting to be done. There were a few cracks in the paint in the ceiling, so that's what's going on there. So I did get beautiful bright light, especially once the tree came down. This is the front of the house, those big windows. As you can see, there's always projects going on. Yeah, so this is the living room. Very little eBay goes on in here. The only thing that might happen is this is my sewing corner. This is where the eBay items that I pick up that might have a little repair needed but will bring a good profit pile up. So right now I only have one because I've worked on sewing recently, and that's a J. Crew vintage oarsman sweater that has a little hole. See that doorbell? The cover needs to be painted. It's down there. I will get to it. Okay. As you come in the front door and you make a right, the dining room is here. So I used to have my office in this room, and now I'm using it as the photography studio. So when I bring in my haul, I actually dump most of it right here. Hard goods get put by the English server, and I set up poster board on that English server. I do have light boxes, but I'm just really trying to simplify and minimize the steps that I take to process this amount. So sometimes fancier for me was not better. I try to just make it as easy as possible for myself. So the items come in, most of the hard goods, shoes, things like that get put right in this area here. You can see I have a few things waiting, and then you come around. This back wall has been painted instead of the backdrops that I was using. So I use a mannequin, or I have a nail in the wall that I just hang hangers on. Box lighting to light, have extra lighting, and this is the rack waiting to be processed. So the clothing goes from my car to this rack all hung up. I assess it at this point for stains, what needs to be washed, everything gets steamed, and then either onto the mannequin or on a hanger and photographed. I am photographing with my Nikon. I think it's a Coolpix. I'll have to check on that for you guys. I do have an i8, but I'm more comfortable with the camera and putting my photos on an SD chip, and then the chip goes into my computer and I edit the photos. Yep, I'm still editing all of my photos. I think photos are so important because when you're not in person buying the item, clear, well-lit photos to me make all the difference, and I think it's really helped my sales. So it does take extra time. If I find an easier way, I will definitely be willing to change, but that's what I'm doing right now. The clothing goes from the rack onto the mannequin, off the mannequin, and then comes over to this station. This station is the dining room's break front. This was actually brown. It matched the floor when I moved in, and I stripped all the paint, or varnish rather, off of it and painted it white. I really like white. I put some chicken wire print contact paper in the back. Some of my hard goods for sale come in and out of that. That showcase up there is always changing depending on what's sold. Like right now it's kind of empty. I have to bring some things up from downstairs and put them in there. But so I measure everything on this, and it gets logged into a book. So that's how we're doing that. Lisa, my daughter, who's doing photography for me, that's her job right now. She's taking the photos and she's logging them in the book. And then all of the items that get photographed get put into those large cloth baskets, and the baskets get either put by my desk, or if an item needs special attention, it goes into different piles. There's a sewing pile, a destaining pile, and so on. So this is working out really well, and as you go along, you just streamline that process to move as quickly as possible and cut down on the steps. So moving on to the kitchen, the original photos of this kitchen show the condition this kitchen was in. When I came to see the house, my nail color matched the wallpaper. It was a bright, I'm going to say poppy pink daisy wallpaper. It sounds like, oh, that's so cute. Not so much. It was like this Barbie kitchen gone bad, gone wrong. So I had work done on the kitchen because that was important to me. Coming around here, I picked up this little table on OfferUp. I paid $10 for it. I think originally it's supposed to be one of those tables for behind a sofa, and I knew this would work for me. So I bought it for $10 and stripped it and painted it and put wheels on it. I use this table as extra workspace when I need it. It either becomes a kitchen island, or I can sit at it to eat snacks, which truthfully most of the times I'm doing at my desk, And you can also use it and bring it into the space I just showed you, the photography studio, if you need that extra table for workspace. So it's worked out great. And plus I make my toast every morning on this table. Love toast. So this is a thrift find, this art print. I don't drink brandy, but this is so hysterically cute. I love that. I think it's a French print, so I will not be selling that. I think I paid $7. Did I say that? I think it was $7. So coming around, I replaced the appliances. I pretty much replaced everything but the cabinets. And did I say the cabinets I stripped and painted? So everything white, I painted white. I love white wood. Up top, those soffits got changed. I had them pull the scalloped soffit down and build arched. I always wanted arched soffits. The curtains or the shades, I found a lightweight drape in Goodwill, and I created Roman shade for it. So let me see if I can do this without, this is like a boat cleat, those with it, and this comes down like a Roman shade. So that works out great for my windows. Most of the times I just leave them up because I really don't have too many neighbors that are nosy. Let's see if I can do this. And that's that. Yeah, so I had a big sink put in. Just really simple. I used to have a big house with, all this stuff. This house makes me very happy. I love this house. The only thing that I would really like, there's always that but, is a dishwasher. I have no dishwasher, guys. My whole life I've had dishwashers. And let me tell you, even though I use paper plates, what a drag. So I might put a dishwasher, one of the drawer kind, right to the left of the sink. We're going to visit that idea soon. So coming around, just a little coffee center, microwave, my fridge, and this used to be the broom closet. I guess back in the 50s they kept their brooms in the kitchen. Gross. So I just pulled all of that nonsense out of there and went to Home Depot and had them build shelves. And this is my pantry now. I even put a little battery operated light in. Let's see if I can do this. To light it up at night when I want a snack. Okay, enough with the house tour. Let's get on to eBay. So you come around here. This house is circular. You have to go around and around. The middle is the fireplace, the basement steps, both built-ins, and that whole closet, the coat closet when you first come in. So there are many days I'm a crazy woman. I go around and around that circle, kind of like a dog around a tree or something. It's just hysterical. Somebody should film me sometime. I'm just nuts. I'm realizing that you probably get a better view this way to see where things are set up. So this is coming from my office to the kitchen, and this floor is great for flat lays. So just make sure that it's, I use the dicing quickly, and then I just throw down things like men's jeans that are large sizes, or Hawaiian shirts, or just a bunch of things. So I know we're supposed to be using white background, but the floor looks great. And when I picked the floor out, that's what I had in mind. I kind of looked at all the flooring samples and pictured flat lays. I kid you not. So the way I look at the world is probably a little different than most women picking out flooring for a kitchen. I'm happy with this choice. I know that white is better, but I didn't really want a white kitchen floor. So there's that. So coming out of the kitchen is a back bedroom. And this back bedroom I've made my office. This is where all the craziness happens. All of the listing, all of the shipping, all of the email answering, and just spend a lot of hours back here. This room was really crazy when I first moved in. All of this paneling you see was not shiplap, not like what Joanna Gaines talks about. This was the knotty pine from the 60s with the big, like glossy orange finish. I don't even know how to describe it. It was horrendous. And the ceiling are wood tiles, but what the owner or whoever put this ceiling up did, they did alternating the grain. So it looks like a checkerboard. So I painted the ceiling, it must have been 5 times. It was crazy, but I didn't want to replace it. So once again, I painted it white, and it's good enough. One thing that I've really been thrilled with is hanging this closet pole with my bubble wrap and my packing paper and my tissue paper above where I ship. I ship on this antique dresser, which I bought at a one of those antique stores, I'll call it. It was more like a junk shop. And in that, in every drawer, I have all the supplies I need, along with what's hanging above it to ship everything I can possibly ship. So besides packing peanuts, those don't fit in the drawer. All of these pieces in here in this room are either thrifted or clearance finds. I got the curtains I'm gonna say I got those at Goodwill. The rug I bought, it's a clearance Pottery Barn. I got that at a yard sale and snagged it for myself instead of selling it. Coming around, a bulletin board. I believe I got this for free, I want to say, and just painted it white. This is where I keep all my important things I have to remember, any sales going on, any customer issues, any notes to myself. I'm just a visual person, so right now the board is almost clear, which is great. All I have on it is vacation ideas, what's going to go on with my store while I'm on vacation. Coming around, this is my desk area. I sit here many hours to handle everything I handle. Like in the morning I get up, I check emails to make sure the customers are happy and there's no issues. And then I go into looking at my solds to get a real feel for what I'm pulling, if it's going to be a crazy morning. And then I go downstairs with my phone, pull the shipping, which most of the clothing and smaller items are in clear Ziploc bags. So I pull that and come up and ship out right away. So most of my shipping is done, I'm going to say by 9 a.m. So that works out great. A few of you have asked for me to go over my listing process, the actual process, because I've streamlined that. I'm sure the process I'm using is quite common. So once Lisa is finished photographing and journaling with measurements, the clothing items, those get brought in either in IKEA bags or large soft-sided baskets, and they get lined up along this wall. And I just go in order of what she has listed, which corresponds with the order there in the book. So that comes in on my right, I sit in the chair, I go from my right and take something out of a basket and list it, and it comes right into the left. So say I pick up a J. Jill shirt from the right side basket, I put it on my lap, I enter create a listing, I put in J. Jill, first I put J. Jill, then woman's, then the size, then shirt. After the word shirt, then I will list all of the keywords that describe it. Polka dotted, button down, long sleeve, career to weekend, whatever my mind comes up with. So that's my title. I hit submit, go on to fill in a little bit of the item specifics and the things that eBay wants you to fill in. And then in my actual description window, I just cut and paste the same exact title I've put in already and add the measurements. So I'm just putting title, item specifics, the largest box where you fill in the description. I paste the same title I put in up top, and then I put unstretched with a semicolon, bust, waist, arms, and length of that shirt, and then submit, and then it goes into the basket. So I'm just copying and pasting a lot. I'm not trying to write a story about the shirt, which I used to do. My descriptions used to be so long, like, please wear this with a jean jacket and a flare skirt. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. If I had to go back and read my listings, I would probably die of embarrassment. Now we are just trying to get as many listings on as possible with accurate information. So for those of you who are still writing books, just know that items fully sell as long as you just give clear photos, a good title, a few item specifics, and measurements are really important. And I just continue that process, trying to get on as many listings as I can. And then once that basket is filled and those items are fully listed, that gets brought into a back bedroom where it gets further processed to go into inventory. So it might seem like a lot of steps, but so far that's working for us, and we're processing quite a bit. And like I said, most of these pieces are yard sale finds or clearance finds. Like this card, I wasn't really thrilled about that color. It was just too intense, but it was much cheaper than the white or the black, so absolutely. So nothing in this room really matches, doesn't even bother me. I just love knowing that I got everything inexpensively. That makes me happy. So this is my little office, spend lots of time in here, but I'm grateful for the two big windows. They let in a lot of light. I love when it's sunny. Just makes me feel like, okay, we got this. So now I will show you from this angle, coming to the back of the house. This chandelier I just picked up in, I think I got that at Goodwill. Ceilings still need to be painted. I paid $7 for that. And once again, my daughter popped it up there for me. She's amazing. So, yeah, so this is leading to the bedroom. Let's see if I could turn this light. I think you guys have seen this on Instagram. There's the carpet I pulled out of the office. It's a good carpet. I'm over it. So this is a back bedroom. Ready for this craziness? Where I store everything that has been listed and is waiting to go downstairs into inventory. This room is always packed because I just can't keep up with all of the, oh, here's my floor. I can't keep up with all of the, with how much I list. Truthfully, I list so much that I can't keep up with the packing and the folding. There's a painting that's for sale. So this is the everything's listed room, but waiting to go downstairs into inventory. I will get to it. It does get cleared out probably once every 6 weeks, I'll say. But as long as it's listed and I can find it when it sells, it's okay. I'm okay with it. Okay, enough of the tour upstairs. Let's get to the real reason I bought this house, the basement. Most of you have seen this on Instagram. I post how I'm organizing, how I'm keeping about 5,000 items organized. And when I saw this basement, when I came to the house, I thought, yes, this is the amount of space that I could use, fill, and do well in. So as you come down the stairs, right in front of me are shoe racks. This pretty much houses all of the shoes that I have listed. So I keep them organized on these racks that I picked up at a thrift store. I bought these racks for $25 a piece. They're great because they fold accordion style, and of course they have wheels. I love wheels, especially being a single seller. Having wheels on furniture, on racks, on just everything is life to me because I don't have to wait for help to move something usually. I can just pull things to the side. I can rearrange. So wheels make me very happy. It doesn't take much. The shoe racks are set up just like I set up my clothing by type. So I have women's dress shoes, women's flat Oxfords, men's shoes, and they are divided by loafers and slip-ons to the left, lace-up shoes to the right. This is sneakers, mixed gender and children's. This is men's boots, and then women's boots has a whole separate shelf because I have a lot of booties and things like that. So these racks work out perfectly. Keep everything organized. All the shoes are cleaned, listed, put into these baggies, and they just wait to sell. So when a pair of shoes sell, I come down, I grab them, I bring them upstairs. A lot of them fit into padded mailers or the shoe boxes, which I keep a great supply of, and I'm ready to go with shoes. So that works out really well. Coming over this way, it starts my hard goods corner. I have quite a few dishes over here. I pretty much will sell anything that makes a profit. You know me, the weirder the better. So all of this is listed, and most of the dishes, well, pretty much all of the dishes were washed when I brought them in, or sometimes I even just Windex like cups and stuff with a paper towel, because my thought is that what buyer is not going to wash this thing after it being packed with tissue paper and bubble wrap and everything? Everybody's going to wash it. So sometimes I use a soap and water wash, and sometimes I just do Windex or a wipe out with paper towel. So these are all my hard goods. I recently just changed these shelves. I picked up these silver shelves, gray shelves on OfferUp. I got them for $20 a piece, I think. $30 a piece. So that's working out great. Turning this way. This is to the left, kind of a mishmash of everything. Most of it is linens or linen related, but I have some other things in there, baskets and just bigger items that are bulky that I just wanted over to the side. In the middle, I have 2 racks of winter coats. I don't pack winter coats into bins. It takes up too much room, so I just hang them on hangers and keep them covered with plastic. I have another rack back there in the back of longer coats. So turning this way, this side is generally sports on this first rack. My golf clubs and all those, again, big bulky items I keep on this rack. And this wall is actually a double wall. So there are 2 shelves deep. This side faces this room, and the other side is clothing and faces the clothing side, which I'll show to you. Over here, The top shelf is smalls on this side. Most of it is books or paper or things like that related. And then I have 9 bins of various items, which you can see the names of. Baby items, Star Wars, sports, phones and cases, all that kind of good stuff, toys. Okay. So now if I walk down this way, I hope the lighting is okay down here. I am in the basement, so I'm trying to see if it's bright enough for you guys. This is most of my Pottery Barn linens, handmade quilts, and vintage linens. Living in Pennsylvania, there still is a lot of handiwork going on here. A lot of people making hand-sewn quilts, crocheting, knitting. I don't pick up a lot of crocheted or knitted blankets. If they are a specialty theme or really fine workmanship, yes, and I do well with those. But on a general note, I don't pick up a lot of crocheted baby blankets or just the normal. Recently, I did sell a chevron zigzag blanket that really didn't have a theme, but it was so well done and it sold fairly quickly. I don't remember what I got for that, so I'll have to look that up. Turning to this side of the basement, this is the clothing side. So these 2 shelves on the left are new shelves. They're not organized yet, and I have to buy the bins for them. Each of these shelves, which I bought at Seville Classics in California, are they're almost like a custom shelf. They are 60 inches wide, so they're much wider than the normal, I think 48 from the big box stores. I'm in love with these shelves. The quality is very high quality, and once again, they have wheels. Love my wheels. So I move these around all the time. I'm a crazy person. I always think I come up with a better floor plan to fit more stuff because I like having a lot of stuff in my store. Okay, so this wall is all clothing. And these shelves fit 12 bins of this size. I should really look at what size. I always forget. I think these are, I'm going to say 24 gallons. There's a little variance here of sizes because sometimes I pick up bins when they're on clearance. But I fit 12 bins on a shelf, and each shelf has a certain type of item. Like the first shelf is skirts. And these are all my women's skirts. So each bin has a size and then what type of skirts, whether it be colored, prints, solids, and that goes all the way down. So that's how I've organized my clothing inventory. The sellers who are organizing by number and putting that number in their SKU, that's amazing to me. My thing is that I'm very visual and I need to organize my system like my brain thinks. So for instance, if I sold like a J. Jill skirt and it was in bin A2403, if it wasn't in A2403, see I can't even remember it, I don't know where I would look for that. I don't even know where I would begin. But here, if I lose something, I have a system of where I can find it. So going down the road, these are sweaters, jackets, tops and vests. This one here is a mix, lingerie and activewear. We have gowns down there, swimwear, sleepwear, those type of things. These are all of my dresses on this rack here. And this is women's pants and jeans here. If I turn around and do a 360, these are men's jeans and pants with my smalls starting up top. So I keep smalls in these bins, in these small bins. This is Walmart size, which is perfect for this top shelf. And you can see that they're alphabetized. So if I sell a small, say I sell like jewelry, I know exactly where the jewelry bin is because it's alphabetized. Above the smalls shelf, I have room between my rafters, and this is where I keep my completed taxes. All my receipts, all my logs for that year, my finished taxes, and so on. The last box are my eBay logs and calendars. Every item that I've sold and that I have listed is logged in, handwritten, in a spiral bound notebook. It just has the date, it has the item, and it has the measurements. So that's how I'm keeping track of it. Not to say that if I needed a skirt from 2017, I could look in a log and find that. I might be able to, but it's not as thorough as the system of assigning a whole big serial number to it. I'm not that, I can't be that specific. So this is all men's clothing. and then back to my new shelves, which I'm very happy to have. So let me see if I can back up. How do you like this? A backwards video. And when I come down the stairs, I grab my cart, I have my phone on my bandolier, and I just pull from the bins any items, any clothing items that have sold. All of the clothing items are cleaned. They are packed with tissue paper inside of them and put into a Ziploc bag, and they are labeled what they are. So that's how I've organized this. As you can see, my floor needs to be repainted. It's taken a beating. Probably switching the shelves around is not helping. But I love being able to do that. So that is my storage down here. I'm going to say I have another third capacity of what I have now, maybe more. Like where this table is and in front of these bins, I could probably put another rack and slide it from side to side. I'll have to revisit that when it comes time. For now, I'm going to hold at 4,000 listings. Right now I think I might be at 3,400. I haven't checked recently. So I might hold at 4,000 and stay at that level for a while to see how I do. Right now I'm doing okay at the 3,300. It's not bad. And like I said, I'm a long tail seller, so I'm not a quick flipper. So a lot of sellers that are selling, 40 and 50 items a day, that's not my store. My store could have anywhere from, the other day I sold 2 things, which truthfully, guys, sometimes it's nice to take a break. But, a lot of days I could sell 15 or 20, so it's me shipping. So it all evens out. At the end of the month, I'm real pleased with my profit. The whole system is working, always tweaking, always organizing, always looking ways to do things easier. And that is my tour of my basement. So this is the front yard from the other view coming out of the house. I couldn't ask for a better neighborhood. The neighbors are so kind and so sweet. And now I'm going to unpack all of that shelving out of my car. Thanks for visiting, guys. Bye.